Hello, buddy. Welcome back to Tin Man's Core Channel. I'm your host here for Tin Man Taylor, and today I'll be reacting to my second scary storyteller channel, and it's Nightmare Files. And the video is titled Top 15 Creepy Photos That Can't Be Explained. So without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights off, move the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag, shall we? Okay, here we go. Nightmare Files.
This picture was taken in 1977 in Kramer, Pennsylvania. The picture appears to have captured a strange costumed woman in white as she slowly walks by the house. The photographer was surprised to see this figure on film, as no one other than the workman picture had been present at the time the photograph was taken. Is this real or fake?
I mean, if they say it's only been the workmen there at the house, then this has got to be real. But I can see why people will argue saying it's fake, because if you look at this ghostly woman figure, it's almost like she's wearing, I don't know what you call it, like a translucent white cloak, or they put a long sheet over a pole and just took the picture. Either way, it is creepy to look at. But let's get to photo number 14.
In 2009, Patrick Hale snapped this picture of his backyard. In the upper left-hand corner appears to be a dark presence staring straight back at him. If this figure wasn't creepy enough, Patrick claims there was no one there at the time that he took the picture. Is this real or fake?
Ooh, my blood would be chilled to the bone if I saw this figure popped up in one of the pictures I took. Kind of reminds me of Slender Man a little bit, but without the white shirt and black tie underneath the head here. That definitely looks like one of them giant spectral entities. Might be a spirit of the woods. I don't know, but that is really disturbing. That one's got to be real. There ain't no way you can digitally crop something like that in there.
Uploaded to Reddit in 2016, the submitter explains this photo of his father was taken by his girlfriend in the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Taken on the iPhone but zoomed in, he claims there was no one around at the time. His girlfriend also saw nothing when taking the photo. She didn't realize the mysterious figure crouching in the grass was in the picture until they returned home. Real or fake?
That right there can look like someone digitally altered the photo. But if this used to be an old chimney stack of an old house, then you never know. That might be the ghost of a woman that lived there. It's just seeing what you're doing. But that's definitely something that will creep anybody out if they were taking photos in that area and didn't see that there to begin with.
Elizabeth Tolomeo took this picture of her husband fishing on Lake Dorothy Dunn in northern Wisconsin in the early 1990s. It was only after developing the film sometime after the trip that Elizabeth spotted the apparition of a young girl, possibly wearing a bonnet, off to the right of her husband. She went on to explain that the lake had once been part of a busy logging area. When the plague hit, many young children had died. Is this spirit one of the lost children? Is this real or is it fake?
You know, that's possibly true. If there used to be a logging area and they had children that died from a plague, this girl's probably thinking that she's still alive, looking for her family, which is sad to even think about. But it almost looks like she's not even facing the fisherman right here. The way the bonnet looks like it's sitting on her head, it's like she's walking back near the woods.
Submitted by Judy Murphy. The photograph shows her son, who lives in a remodeled Victorian home in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. You can clearly see the head and shoulders of someone standing directly behind a young man to the right. The second picture taken just seconds after the first photo, and there was nothing there. Could this be a fake, or is this real?
Oh, that would be creepy to see. That you took a picture of your kid at your house, and then a figure's like standing right behind him. But then when you take another picture, he's not there. After seeing that, I'd be looking around the house to make sure that guy ain't there. But if it was a ghost and had something sinister in mind, I wouldn't want him around my kid. I'd be like calling the priest to bless the area or move.
Taken at the old Fort Douglas Hospital in Salt Lake City, this photograph reportedly shows the spirit in a straitjacket. Investigators from the Utah Ghost Investigation snapped a photo on the third floor, which was once served as the hospital's asylum. Is this real, or do you think it's fake?
Ooh, that would be creepy to capture on camera. If you're on the floor that was known to be the asylum and you see a ghost of a patient that was in a straitjacket, I'd be creeped out. That's got to be real.
A couple practicing taking night photography in their local cemetery captured this sinister-looking figure in one of their photos. It was only after reviewing the pictures later that night that they spot an apparition standing behind a tree in the background. Is this a genuine paranormal entity, or simply a person taking a late-night stroll through the local cemetery? To myself, it looks like a clown.
You know, it kind of does look like a clown because the face of this entity looks white, like makeup, and the clothes that they're wearing is kind of baggy. But if it was a clown, they would have seen it before they took the photo. But if they didn't see nothing right there, automatically that tells you that's a ghost. It's probably a female spirit, judging by the length of the clothes. It almost looks like a dress. But I don't know. Let me know down in the comments on what you think this could be.
This picture was taken by Mary Jebro of the living room of a notoriously haunted house. One night, the home burned down and Mary went to take pictures of the damage. Although she clearly captured much more when she saw this apparition in front of the picture on the wall. It was not there when she took the picture. She also reported there were no electric lights on to provide mysterious shadows. Is this real, or is it a fake?
You know, I could have made it out to be smoke that was still coming off of the burnt construction of this property, but it'd be weird just to see it form in the shape of like a big shouldered dress with long hair right here. So it has to be the ghost of some sort of woman. This is still spooky to look at.
Hannah Butler from England snapped this creepy photograph during a ghost walk in Hessel Foreshore Woods in East Riding, Yorkshire. Legend has it that an orphan girl hunts the woods, watching and waiting for her lost father. Similar ghosts have appeared throughout England, including one in Canuck Chase Woods in Staffordshire. Is this real, or is it fake?
I mean, it looks real enough to me, but look at the girl's eyes. They just look so hollowed out. Like that's definitely something you do not want to encounter while walking in the woods.
The paranormal team After Dark Investigations captured this stunning picture of a Shadowman walking along Sachs Bridge at Gettysburg during one of the most recent investigations. Gettysburg is famously known as one of the most haunted places in America, with multiple sightings of spirits of fallen soldiers reported each year. Is this real, or is it fake?
If it was a fake, they did a good job creating a silhouette of a soldier. But if he said Gettysburg, I think it'll be real. Like that soldier things that the battle's still going on and he's walking across the bridge or trying to get to safety. But if you look closely right up here, the head almost looks like it's shot right there in the eye and near the mouth, almost like a zombie soldier. Very creepy. I definitely do not want to run into that at Gettysburg.
Taken in the basement of Kith Haven Assisted Living in Flint, Michigan in November 2012 by an employee who said she saw an apparition with her eyes before grabbing a phone and taking this paranormal shot. If you look carefully, you can see what appears to be a man in a white shirt, sitting in a wheelchair in an empty corridor. Is this a real or a fake photo?
You know, it's hard to tell because it looks so easy to fake on a computer. But if that person said they seen it with their naked eye before they took a photo, first of all, I'm proud of them for being brave enough to do that, but I would have just took the photo quickly because I'd be scared of that apparition coming at me. It's probably the spirit of a deceased patient that was there. Just seeing him sit in a wheelchair would also be creepy. But this is definitely creepy to look at and spooky.
This photograph was taken in 1991 at Maple Creek Cemetery, located in Springfield, Missouri. Sometime later, when the photographer was scanning in old photos, he came across this eerie image. At first, unsure of what he was seeing, he identified a mysterious figure standing near a headstone in the upper right of the photo. But then, he zoomed in and the figure became more and more visible. Creepier still, he claims he had been alone in the cemetery that day. Is this real or fake?
If it was a photo back from the 80s, I would have thought, oh, it's just probably the film didn't develop right in that area. But if you zoom in and it looks more humanoid, I'll be creeped out at that point. So I can't tell if that entity is like looking towards the direction of the camera or he's just staring at this tombstone over here. Like it's a loved one of theirs that they're visiting or their own headstone. It's cool and creepy at the same time that people capture stuff like this on camera.
This photo was taken by Sean Davison and clearly shows a mysterious, unexplainable light shining down upon a grave in a California cemetery. In the distance to the left, there appears to be an image of a small child. It's said the place where she appears is the plot of the family with a small child. Let me know if you think this is real or fake.
If this was taken during the day, then it could have been like a light from the sun. That's the only thing I could come up with. And I'm trying to see that little girl that he was mentioning right there. I was looking in the wrong spot. Yeah, that would be creepy to see in the photo as well. But if it was real, it was probably the people in heaven sending a beam down to collect souls of the departed that was buried here. I don't know, but not only is it spooky, but it just looks innocent enough to not creep you out.
This is known as the Ghost of Pluckley Woods. Pluckley is known as one of the most haunted villages in England. Located in Ashford, Kent, this town has reported 15 ghosts that haunt various parts of the village. One such place is Daring Woods, also known as the Screaming Woods, named so because of the terrifying screams that are often heard. This photo was taken by a local resident who claimed to have captured a spirit wandering the Screaming Woods.
Which that's actually a good shot of a ghost walking, but it almost looks like he's wearing an overcoat by how that part of the spirit is like flowed upward, like the wind was catching the coat at the bottom. And then this is like the legs. Well, usually spirits would end up being captured with white looking clothes, faces being visible. It's kind of cool you capture one of these all blacked out spirits during the day.
You tell me, is this real or fake?
I mean, it looks real enough to me. I don't know about y'all though.
Taken sometime in the 1930s in New Zealand, this picture appears to show a female spirit nestled in the center within a huddled group of a family. Years later, as the family legend goes, relatives claim to have seen the spirit of themselves while growing up in a house during the 1960s and 70s, often standing beside or at the end of their bed, wearing a fitted white style dress with dark brooch at her wrist, dark hair, and in a bun. Is this fake or is this a real picture?
I can honestly say that one that he was just talking about might be fake because I figured that with computer editing on photos, you can easily put a translucent figure of a man or a woman or a child into a photo. But if the story behind it is true to where the family actually seen this person standing like right there at the foot of the bed, then it's got to be true. But let me know down in the comments on what you think about these photos. Are they real or fake to you? Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more Nightmare Files content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man's Core channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and I said that's a wrapping. And that's the deal.